So my name is Jagdeep Singh. I'm the Joint Secretary of Sikh Motorcycle Club of Ontario. We've been operational in Ontario for quite a number of years. We started the struggle for acceptance of turbans in Ontario, similarly on the lines of what's been done in British Columbia and Manitoba for the last 19 years, and most recently in 2018 in April in Alberta. So as of 12th of April 2018, the turban-wearing riders in Alberta will be able to ride their motorcycles while wearing turbans and not having to wear helmets. So basically lobbying for the freedom of choice of wearing helmets for people who are wearing turbans at this point, and hopefully take it beyond that in the years to come. Sure, helmet exemption basically is really empowering the adults in making the choice of either wearing a helmet or not wearing a helmet. Currently, this is available in all of UK. It's available in British Columbia, Manitoba, and Alberta, and about 28 states, give or take, in the United States of America. All of these jurisdictions have similar riding conditions, so for motorcyclists. So I don't see why this cannot be done in Ontario and the rest of the Canada where it's currently not present. Religion does not trump safety, but safety has to be driven by facts and not driven by perception. So when safety is driven by perception, that's when we have issues. When we look at the factual information, we know for a fact that it's not a question of safety, but it's a question of accommodation and inclusion, which is what Canada and the diversity it stands for is all about. Well, we're lobbying right now for turban wearing, so we're basically lobbying for a helmet exemption for those individuals who habitually wear turbans, but it could go beyond to anybody who wears a turban or anybody who wants to put a helmet or not. Like, we have other jurisdictions that allow for helmet exemption for almost all adults, and I don't see why that cannot be done here. So Ontario is currently using safety as a front, and I say front because they're using safety as an excuse for not doing this, when we clearly have Canadian jurisdictions do this one by one in different provinces in Canada. And that's really the only reason. I question the sincerity of the government of Ontario at this point behind not doing this, and what their reasons are questionable, just like everything else that's been happening in Ontario with the power plants and the hydro one and all the other issues. You know, how sincere are we in ensuring the well-being of the citizens of Ontario? Well, see, people who say that people, when they come to Canada, they don't accept Canadian law, this is an immigrant country. Essentially, these are settlers who've come here. The natives have been here the longest, and after that, the European settlers and everybody after that. Of course, we accept, respect the Canadian law. If we did not respect the Canadian law, we would already be riding. But we're basically asking for accommodation. What makes Canada great is the accommodation and inclusivity that it stands for. That's why people from all parts of the world, regardless of their color, creed, religion, background, financial affiliation, or political affiliation, they come over to Canada and they are accepted and included in. And that's what Canada is all about. We have to celebrate that. It's always easy for people to accept what is same, just exactly the same as their own self, but it's harder to accept what is seemingly different from who or what they are, and accepting that difference is what defines us as Canadians.
Alternatives to the helmet exemption, should it not be approved in Ontario?
What are our alternatives to helmet exemptions should it not be approved in Ontario? Well, we don't have a choice. When we look back to World War I, World War II, this coming Monday would be 9th of April. It'll be the Battle of Vimy Ridge in 1917, and we'd be celebrating the anniversary of that. When in 1916, 70 kilometers north of Paris and a few kilometers south of Vimy Ridge, in the villages of Somme, Thélus, Neuve-Chapelle, the Sikh regiments were fighting, at that time the military had a mandated rule of wearing a turban, but yet somehow they allowed 80,000 Sikhs and hundreds of thousands more to basically sacrifice their lives or be injured in the battle while wearing turbans. So through those times, we chose not to wear helmets and stand up for the value set that we've basically been given for hundreds of years to define Canada what it is today. So our alternative to not the helmet exemption not being given is to continue the struggle for it, continue the fight for it, and basically continue on until the governments realize, similarly like in Manitoba, BC, and Alberta, that this is something that they're doing, give a finer vision to Canada as it stands today. Just the overall acceptance of it. So we don't have an alternative, we'll just continue the struggle.
You know what? I think that if you have a law, it should be either for everyone, right? Everyone has to wear one, or if you want some people not to wear one, everybody has a choice. So either everybody wears one or everyone has a choice. That's for whatever reason.
I think the exemption law should be for everyone. It shouldn't be just for a specific race or religion. It's either everybody has to wear a helmet or everybody doesn't have to wear a helmet, or it's your option to wear it. I feel that when you're coming here from wherever you're coming here for a better life, because where you're from is giving you maybe restrictions on general things in life or oppression. And when you come here, you're coming here to better yourself. You can come here and practice what you want, but you should still have to adhere to the laws of our country, much like in Australia. Australia says the same thing. I'm not opposed to people coming. I'm not opposed to people bringing their lives and raising their kids better. I just think that you have to accept our way of life as a culture.
I think we need it in Ontario and everywhere else as well. I was surprised that there was no insurance rider involved with it, but at the same time, it's about choice, right? It really is. Oddly enough, most of the Sikhs that I talk to wear helmets, but again, it's about choice, and I would like the same choice.
I honestly believe that people of certain faiths should have what they require out of their faith. You know what I mean? You shouldn't have to change stuff around of a 3,000-year-old or 10,000-year-old religion or something based off of something you enjoy doing. Everyone should have the right to experience motorcycling because it's such a beautiful thing. And to top it all off, why discriminate based off of somebody's culture or religion or whatever it may be? We express ourselves through motorcycles, and everyone else should feel the same way, should have the right to feel the same way.
Put it this way, how much is your brain worth? You only got one, if you get hit in the noggin, you're done. You get hit with a June bug, that's smarts. I mean, out in California, different places have no helmet law, but you have to think of your own safety and your own health. You only got one life to live. I mean, it's their choice, but the insurance should be more out higher because you're putting yourself under risk.
I don't know, I think, I know when I'm in the States, I did that once, it was in the back roads, and I enjoy it, but I just think it only takes one accident, for your head, and it could be the very thing that'll save you, so that's where I'm at it. I know it's freedom and they want the right, but I think sometimes there's good laws, That's my opinion, not everybody agrees with me.
I think it's someone's personal choice and opinion. If you feel comfortable or not, go ahead, that's your decision, but I don't think it's gonna be a great idea because you hear about accidents all the time, right? And especially with motorcycles, it is a safety precaution, so yeah.
I actually think with the accidents that you hear about, that I think it should be that for their own safety. They have families, you never know what can happen. Accidents do happen. So for safety, I think everyone should choose to want to ride safe.
No, I mean, it's your health. I mean, you want to live, take responsibility. If you work at a construction site, you wouldn't wear not. If you work at a place of steel or whatever, they make you wear a hard hat, right? It's for your own good. Just whatever person wants to do. I mean, in some places in the States, you wear a helmet, don't wear it. It's your choice. That's my opinion.
There's no helmets?
No, I mean, well, they're trying to push for it to be optional.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I think that'd be great. Yeah, I'd love that. Yeah, that would be wicked. I thought you said today it's no helmets down here. That'd be wicked. No, that'd be awesome.
So if you didn't have to wear your helmet, you wouldn't?
No, I wouldn't. I mean, because my bike's really slow. I'm just joking with 0. I can only go 100, and I'm more for show, not for speed, and I like to show off. So down in Florida, you don't have to wear a helmet. I love it. It's awesome.
We believe in equal rights, so I think that if it's going to pass for some people, I think it should pass for everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that.
I think if you're not going to ride with a helmet on, then you waive your right to all hit.
I agree.
If anything happens.
I think it should be legal to ride without a helmet. It should also be legal to ride without a seatbelt. But if you don't do that and you're in an accident, we shouldn't have to pay for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yes, I will be riding without a helmet if I'm allowed.
You will.
And I'll pay my bill.
How about you? I won't. You won't? No.
She's smart. That's
I
why
like wearing a helmet. Yeah.
I will not. I will not.
No,
I will not.
It saved me. My helmet saved me. I will never ride without it.
I'd rather go down once and die than go down once and be a vegetable.
Or you could heal.
I like my head. I want to wear my helmet.
heal.
So I don't think that law should pass at all. I think that personally, if you don't want to wear a helmet, stay off a bike.
Yep.
It's that simple.
Because apparently there's
Don't wind me up, sweetie pie. Don't wind me up.
I would wear mine anyways.
I would wear mine anyways. However, I feel like we should all have the choice, no matter what. But I would wear a helmet.
I think it's important. It's safety, but there's definitely people we saw people with the hijab, and you couldn't put a helmet over that, right? But that's cultural. Yeah. But I think they're
safety
important.
is key.
Yeah. You can still wear your cool things underneath.
And if you guys rode, would you wear helmets?
Yes.
Yes.
When you're going that fast, I don't want to die.
It's my life. If I choose to ride without a helmet and I'm injured, that's my choice. I wouldn't put that on the medical people or various other organizations. That would be my choice.
It should be freedom of choice, in my opinion. But look, the way I see it is safety first. You want to protect your noggin from any sort of impact, right? We go down, your head goes down first, you're dead. There's not much saving you there. But, I can understand where the Sikh community is coming from because it's part of their culture, religion. Granted, there's also lots of padding there. So, it should be relatively safe. But in any case, I think if the other provinces are on board, what's Ontario waiting on?
I do wear my helmet when I am not allowed to wear it, or when I don't have to wear my helmet. Because I just feel more comfortable with it on,
No, I'd still wear it.
You'd still wear one? Yeah. And if it was exempt, would you still wear your helmet?
I do ride without a helmet sometimes.
Yes, I would. Definitely would. I'm going to get one that looks really cool, though. But definitely.